Hello, gorgeous souls. So I'm hopping on again today because I have had this thought for a long time now. It's actually a daily thought that happens more than once a day. It's almost constant. How can I infuse my passion for the earth and in doing the right thing for the planet with my work? How do I continue to bring that aspect of the truth of who I am into my interactions with you all, with my community? And obviously, I still, well, not obviously, but I still don't totally know what that is or how that will look. But something that sort of flew into my presence, into my consciousness today, was that a lot of people that I know and that I follow are doing these like Facebook live stream challenges where they will, for a month or 6 months or a year, every day hop on live and talk about something. Doesn't have to be outlined clearly what they're going to talk about, but the challenge is to keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up. And I've had in the back of my mind, well, that would be a good thing for me to do because one, I really do like interacting with my community in this way, and two, there are so many things that enter my mind that might be of interest to others. Because I know when I watch other people's live streams, a lot of their messages, a lot of the things that they're pondering and thinking about, they resonate with me as well. So this thing that I have with the earth, this love affair that I have with Gaia, with our planet, with Mother Earth, it's so deeply rooted within me, and it has expanded like 1,000-fold in the last year. And I credit a lot of it to my exposure to and involvement in the Pachamama Alliance. But I also have been really attracted to supporting so many of the organizations that are saving the earth as well, in addition to that phenomenal organization. So it's countless how many I feel passionate about, and how passionate I feel about the animals on the planet, and how it's our responsibility to really protect them. And this basically comes down to day-to-day choices that we make in just our regular mundane lives. Everything we do, every choice that we make has an impact on the planet. Every single choice, if we're to follow it all the way back to all of its nuances. So what I'm going to do, what I'm going to challenge myself with, is to do daily videos discussing one or two ways that I am using, hey again Stacy, that I am moving forward to show up more in service to the planet, more in service to the health of all beings. And hopefully that will be something that resonates with you. Maybe you want to add to it, because I'm always open to more ideas with how we can be in service to our health and wellness and well-being of all living beings that share this wondrous, beautiful planet with us. But I'll start today with something that happened interestingly enough at the grocery store, and add in a little bit more of a personal touch to it as well. So you see my necklace. This is made of wood from Bali, and a dear friend brought it back for me from Bali. And as you can tell, it looks like a lot of people ask me if these are M&Ms or Skittles, as if I would wear that on my body, right? But people have asked me that, and so I know it looks kind of yummy. And it's a very special, for me, the tree of life, because of my connection to trees, is so powerful. I love wearing this necklace. So the cashier said to me today, "Oh, I really like your necklace." And I said, "Thank you. A lot of people think that these are Skittles." And she said, "That reminds me of a story. When my son was in kindergarten," this is the cashier telling me her story. "When my son was in kindergarten, his teacher gave an assignment for the children to make self-portraits using jelly beans." And she said, "I remember thinking at the time, like, what am I going to do with a big old poster board filled with glued on jelly beans. And anyways, so he spent a lot of time on this project. He made his self-portrait all out of jelly beans. And she said, I was really stuck because I didn't want to throw it out because he'd worked so hard on it. And she said, and I didn't want to keep it because the ants would come, it would attract bugs, etc. And she said, eventually, what I did was I displayed it for a bit, and then I ended up throwing it away. Now, in my mind, as she's telling me this story, I'm thinking to my current situation with my own son, who is having a project in his school right now that involves making a diorama. So like a scene of, ecology, animals, plants, etc., of a particular area of the globe. And the first thing he said to me when he got in the car was, I need to make this diorama, and I need little figures to make it. And my heart sunk, because I know what he's talking about. If you've ever been to the craft store, Michael's, they have like an entire aisle, or at least a full end cap, of small little animals made of plastic. They even stink. They even smell toxic, that you can buy for the purpose of making these little scenes. And my heart sunk because I don't want to buy that. In every way that feels icky to me, in the way of I'm going to purchase it for this project, and then the project eventually is going to go in the trash. And I'm trying to reduce the trash that we make. And so purchasing something knowing that it's headed trashward is just outside of the integrity of how I want to be. And I'm knowingly supporting, by purchasing these little plastic animals, I'm supporting bad practice in what's being manufactured on the earth, and by purchasing it, by being a consumer of it. So it felt icky to me on multiple levels, and I didn't say anything because in my mind I was trying to figure out, how do I navigate this? And on his own, he said, I don't really want to buy. I don't want to ask you to buy those plastic figurines. I think I'm just going to make my own animals out of clay that they have at the school. Hallelujah. So I was thrilled. He came to that on his own, and I was relieved. I didn't have to have another conversation or a conversation with his teachers saying why I'm that mom again who doesn't want to do something like this, that to me feels like it's against the earth. So that was a near miss, right? So he's making these figurines out of clay, and I feel quite relieved to have this as our new possibility. And going back to what the cashier was telling me, as she finished her story, I was thinking, I understand the quandary that she was in, and where my heart felt the most constricted was it still ended up in the trash, right? So the teacher gave an assignment knowing that the end product of the assignment was going to go in the garbage. The children weren't going to be able to eat the jelly beans that they glued onto a poster. So anytime we are in the process or the pursuit of something that we know the end is going into a landfill, is a wonderful opportunity for us to question, does that feel good? Does that feel right aligned with our belief system? Is that really what we want to do? What's at stake here? Are we learning through the creation of a diorama or a self-portrait made of jelly beans? What's the learning that's being gained? And through that process, and can it be done differently, so that we limit or eliminate waste from it? So that's one thing. The other thing is, since I was just talking about the grocery store, I want to just call attention to the fact that when I go shopping, and this is going to come as such a shock to my West Coast friends, you might not even believe me when I tell you this, but when I go shopping at my local grocery stores, I am in an absolute minority because I bring my own reusable grocery bags to the store. And I'm not saying this being on a high horse about it at all. It took a while. I've been doing this for years and years, but it took a while for me to get into the habit of remembering the bags. Now I can't not use them. And so when I go in and I see people just pushing their carts out to their cars and loaded up with their groceries all in plastic bags, I feel it bothers me every time. And every time I go grocery shopping, literally every single time, I say, I really need to contact headquarters of Publix, is a national chain here, and ask them, why are they not promoting reusable bags more? Why are they not starting to eliminate plastic bags? We have seen what happens to the plastics that we use. Most of it does not get recycled. So much of it ends up in our oceans. It's choking the animals. It is choking cutting out the oxygen supply even to the plants. It is covering acres of our oceans. It's heartbreaking. So I challenge you, please purchase some reusable bags if you do not use them already. This is so simple. It's so easy. You will feel really good doing this. Give yourself some time and forgiveness to get accustomed to using them. And then, like me, you will probably get so much so in the habit of using your reusable bags that when you forget them, I'm not even able to take a plastic bag anymore. I will literally load up my arms and my pockets and my purse with whatever my purchases were, because I will not use a plastic bag. It's become that important to me. So for those that use plastic bags and you think you just recycle them, it's no big deal. Most of those don't get to recycling, even when they're put in the proper bins, even when your grocery store collects them again. Most of them do not get properly recycled. Lots of that is ending up in our oceans. Let's just stop. This is so simple. Everybody can do this. Buy reusable bags, use them at the grocery store, feel amazing about yourself for doing so. And like I said, I know you West Coast people, we're so far behind here where I live in terms of doing that you probably can't even believe I'm making the plea, but trust me, it's an issue. It's a really big issue, and we need to get on board with this. Okay, those are my proclamations, suggestions, challenges, sharings for the earth today. Much love.